Thanks for joining us for this COVID-19 and city news briefing for Monday, October 26th. We will start with today's testing numbers. These are system-wide numbers for Forest General, Merritt Health Wesley, Hattiesburg Clinic, Samurai, and the Moffitt Health Center at USM. As of this morning, 74,357 tests have been conducted, with just over 7,500 of those coming back positive. 63,565 are negative. We have 370 tests currently pending. In the hospital today, combined between Merritt Health Wesley and Forest General, there are 45 people who are COVID positive, which is about 2 over where we've been for the last 2 weeks, with another 1 under investigation. And of those 45, 15 are in the ICU, which is exactly where we've been over the last 14 days. Some positive news. Of course, we had the really big jump that kind of scared us. We went from 31 to over 50 in about 4 days. That number has come down some. We're now just over 40, and we hope that we can kind of hold it there because, again, with this expectation of new positive cases, so many in both counties, our biggest fear is seeing a corresponding increase in hospitalizations. But so far, we haven't gone over that mid-50s that we saw middle of last week. Today, statewide, 675 new cases were reported. Again, this is both Sunday and Monday. For the second week in a row, they combined those 2 days with 8 new deaths reported. In Forest County, how it looked, 39 new cases on Saturday, which was a high number given where we were most of last week in terms of new cases, and then 23 combined for Sunday and Monday. So just over 60 cases in Forest County. LAMAR County had 13 new cases reported on Saturday, and then a combined 16 for Sunday and Monday for a total of 29 over the weekend in new cases there. Since this began, Forest County's at 3,069, LAMAR County's 2,271, just over 5,300 for the metro area. Our 5-day average, where we take the number of new positive cases on a given day and average it with the 2 days after and the 2 days prior, we are now back under 40, which is a good sign for combined for both counties. Forest County's back above LAMAR, but each county is under 20 right now in terms of new positive cases, and that's a good sign. Inside 14 days, this is where we take the number of new positive cases that have been reported in the last 2 weeks. Gives you an idea of how many active cases you could have in your community. Forest County at 238, which is kind of where we've been over the last 3 or 4 days, even with that big Saturday. LAMAR County is still up there at 272, so just over 500 combined in the metro area. We've been lucky in Forest County. Of course, we got well over 300 early last week, but that number started to fall, especially as we've been doing better at places like USM. And so those are all good signs. Inside 14 days, compared to a week ago, we had 293 inside 14 days. Again, active cases. 238 this week. LAMAR County 271 to 272, so kind of staying flat there. Combined metro area total, though, dropped by just over 50. Hospitalizations, right where we were last Monday, which is at 45. We hope that number doesn't go up anymore, and ICU we're down 1 as well. We want to keep stressing those goals, especially as we get further into October and the November cold season. Protect vulnerable populations, people over the age of 60, people with underlying or chronic health conditions. Also want to prevent overrun of the healthcare system by slowing the spread. Want to make sure that there's room for you and staff for you if you get sick this winter. And then prioritizing public health while giving the private sector the space to operate. Some city news for you. Of course, this weekend is trick-or-treat. We'll probably hone in on this on our city Facebook page a couple of times this week. But hours for trick-or-treat this Saturday are 4:30 to 7. There's some guidance at hattiesburgms.com/Halloween2020, but we're going to go over some of that right now. Just some best practices that we've seen with CDC and other places. Trick-or-treaters, big thing, if you're sick, stay home. Parents, if your child is sick, stay home. Wear a cloth mask that covers both your nose and your mouth. Of course, this is the time to be creative, so we encourage you to do that. Be spatially aware to kind of keep yourself 6 feet or more apart from other trick-or-treaters. We know that in certain neighborhoods, those tend to bunch up. We're not having block parties where the streets are blocked off, and so that should help with that. Please try and reduce crowd sizes and stick with family when possible, and of course, wash hands often. Homeowners, please, same thing. If you're sick, don't hand out candy. Wear a cloth mask if you're going to interact with trick-or-treaters. But more importantly, encourage you to find those creative ways to distribute candy. markers that indicate 6-foot lines, but for people to get in line if there is a line up to your porch. Grab and go things that are ready to go where you don't have to hand them out, and wash hands often. But the big rule I want to stress to both homeowners and trick-or-treaters is this is going to be different. It's going to look different. It should look different because we should all be more cautious. But the big thing is just be kind. Trick-or-treaters and families, if you go to houses that normally you do go and knock on their door, but they're not doing it this year, that's okay. We want to protect the vulnerable. If you same thing. I mean, just try and be good people because we need to be patient with each other and be kind, especially during this season. Our act of courage today, we want to thank all the people who participated in Make a Difference Week. For whether you stuffed a little free library, or whether you worked at a school, or whether you picked up litter, or gave blood. We appreciate all of these individual things that go to make a big collective difference. And what we hope we do Make a Difference Week to inspire people, to encourage people, to make people feel good about going and doing things in their community on a regular basis. Because this week there will be more litter to pick up. There will continue to be a blood shortage during COVID-19. The little free libraries still need to be looked at and monitored to make sure that we have books in them. So we hope that this experience leads you to go and do things and keep doing this on an ongoing basis. And finally, the HRC Southeast Hattiesburg 16th Annual Golf Ball Drop and Golf Tournament is going to be happening coming up. What you do is you pay $100 for a chance to win $20,000 and other prizes, but this will happen at Canebrake Golf Club on November 2nd. We're really thinking about the ARC this week, and we'll talk about this more later this week, but the ARC lost a big member of its family yesterday, and Mr. Ryan Henley. I know they're thinking of him as they do this particular event this year, and so would encourage you to go to HattiesburgARC.com and purchase a golf ball toward a really, really great cause at a particularly tough time. As we start the week, remember to wash your hands, take care of yourself, wear a mask if you go out in public, do only what is essential, and remember, you're safer at home. Have a great rest of the evening.